Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called ThereIsOnlyOneFootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, ThereIsOnlyOneFootball.com.
There is only one football!
From the two heroes come along one day and save the world from the soccer psychos, which we are the soccer psychos, and we love it and we know who we are. We are the saviours of the game.
Yes,
the
we
saviours
are.
of the game in Australia. The soccer psychos are back. We are partying tonight. We've got a massive guest, but we can't say who it is yet until he rings us up. Let's go, man.
Put me out of my misery. The cup of life.
The cup of
this
life.
is the one.
This is the one. Now is the time. Don't never stop. We shouldn't know. Gotta be strong.
She
We
bags.
shouldn't know.
She
Right
bags, yes.
from the top.
What's this here?
And when you
Cavallo?
feel the heat, the world is at
Josh
your feet.
Cavallo? Are we talking about Josh
No one can
Cavallo
hold you
now?
back if you really
Well, I've
want
got
it. Come on.
something to say about Josh
I see
Cavallo,
it in your
because
eyes.
I'm
You
gonna
want
come
the
out
cup
tonight
of
and-
life.
The cup of
Now
life,
the
yes.
day's here, you're gonna get it. Do you really want it? Do you really want it? Hey!
Ho!
Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Go, go, go. Ali, Ali, Ali.
Tonight, oh guys, we're the people, we are the passion, we are the history, we are the soccer psychos. It's our way, the highway, Trophy.
Yes,
It's our
it
way, the
is.
highway
It's our
again.
way, the
We are
highway.
partying tonight, guys, because
And,
we've got someone to call in very shortly. I hope he does.
Yes,
he's
I
got
hope
he's a
he,
big, he's a bloody big name. If we get him on,
Yes, yes. Well, look, my apologies.
Yes, yes,
Now,
yes.
You've lost more weight. Now, what
Yes.
the hell is going on here?
I've been deflated.
Now, now, tell me something. Are your jumpers a couple of sizes too big? Is that why you look nice and trim these days?
I think so.
Or have you lost a few kgs?
I've lost a few kgs.
Well, listen, let's get on the serious side.
Please, I've got
yeah?
something big here to us.
I've got something very big here too. A special.
Yes.
Well, I need to tell people who.
Yes.
Well, I've got something to get off my chest now.
Yes.
It's been bothering me from from a
Yes,
teenager.
I will see what you mean. Yes, yes, yes.
From school,
Of course.
I've been.
I see what you
Well,
mean.
I've been pushed and shoved,
Really?
and bullied and harassed, and all sorts of stuff. And
What's happening now, man?
I've been hiding something, Harry.
I see what you mean.
I've
yes,
been
yes, yes,
hiding something, and
Ah, yes,
I think
yes.
the time has come for me to come out and tell all our members out there.
What's going on, man?
That and are we on or are we off?
Of course we're on.
Yep.
We're bloody always
now,
bloody
I
on,
just
man.
want to make a major announcement. And
Of course, yes.
I'd just like to say that I'm straight.
Are you
Now,
straight?
yes.
We can't talk too much about that. Of
Well,
course.
now listen, seriously.
Of course, you know what
now,
I'm saying.
Now, listen. No, hold on. Now, listen to this. Now, I
Keep
am
talking.
proud of anyone.
Yes,
Okay.
thank
If someone has a sexual preference,
Really?
he doesn't have to come out, or she
Oh,
doesn't have
God.
to come out and
Here
tell
we
the
go
whole
again.
world.
Really?
It is not necessary.
Are you
Whether
serious?
you are or you're not, we don't need to know, because I tell you what. You don't come out and say you're the Caribbean. Well, yes, you do. You
But
do
I
tell
always
everyone
say,
you're the Caribbean
who I
king.
bloody well am all the time, mate.
Well, look,
Jesus.
look,
Man shakes. Hang on. John Saz is back again. He's in form again. Man shakes. John, if you only knew, mate, if you only knew how many laxatives I'm bloody taking, mate.
Well,
Jesus.
Are you still training?
And Imodium nitrate.
Imodium.
Nitroglycerin too.
John
It
says
blows
told
up
me,
from you know where.
Well, John says told me, I spoke to him not that long ago, and he said he's on this other drug called Putsodium, apparently.
I see what that means, yes.
Now, I think it comes from Greece, that drug, does it? He's lost a few kgs.
I see what you mean. Do you like the shirts we're wearing tonight?
Well, yes, we are wearing the, what am I wearing?
St. George, and I'm wearing the original 1977, yes, 1977 Canberra City, Phillips League,
City.
and you're wearing the 1977 St. George.
St. George.
Yes, exactly.
And look, I've had a
and they're available on. There's only one football.
There is only one football. I've had a message already.
Yes,
there it is there. And apparently one of our members, he says I look a bit like Steve O'Connor tonight. Played for St. George. Did he play for St. George or Marconi?
Steve O'Connor played for St. George. Marconi.
Well, he's got the wrong man. Now, well, I'll tell you what. You get on with the show. I'll email this joke back because he's got the wrong bloody team.
We have a fantastic show tonight.
Yes, we do.
We could be getting a phone call from somebody really big.
Well,
someone really big. But let me tell you something right now.
How do I look?
I have a very important, another important announcement here right now.
Well,
Alan the Stag Stajic is back in the women's international football scene, and guess who is coaching?
Well,
the Philippines national women's team, guys. Congratulations, mate. Fantastic. No, am I wrong?
It does deserve a round of applause.
Of course it does. He's back in business, back in the international scene again.
He's back in business.
He did so good at bloody the Mariners with the big sauce bottle there in the corner.
Well, that's
I
great
can't believe
news.
what's happening, but he's back in the international scene, guys.
Well,
I wonder who's coaching bloody Mariners now.
Well, look, I've got better news than that, Harry.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, last week I was a bit disappointed in our backdrop. I had a look and I saw something that hasn't been there for a while.
I see what you mean.
And there it is, my membership, the Great Brisbane Roar.
Underneath Olympic, they're going to be happy with that.
There. Now,
Olympic will be happy with that,
mate. Let's talk about one player in particular.
Yes.
Perth Glory are getting all excited.
I know who's there.
Yes, Daniel Sturridge.
I can't believe that. How could he leave the Premier League for something this small?
Well, look, does it really tell us?
Can't believe it.
Does it really tell us that he's so good that he's going to dominate, or is he here because he can't get a gig anywhere around the world? Is he an average player?
No, he played the World. He's at the World Cup.
What do you mean he's at the World Cup?
He was at the World Cup.
So what you're telling me?
The Euros I'm talking about,
How
guys.
long ago was that?
Only a few months ago.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
So what I'm telling you is this, right? Now, the King Kenny Taylor.
Yes.
I've been exchanging texts with
really?
King
You've been learning a few things from him,
and he's been learning lots of things from me.
Yes.
So I say this. How good is Sturridge to be playing here?
Yes.
Are we to get excited that we got such a champion here? Because if he was a champion, he would be playing at
No, that's not that's the wrong bloke. Sorry, keep going.
That? We got a phone call, did we?
No, that's fine. Wrong bloke.
Wrong bloke. Yep. So what I'm saying is, no, seriously, is he that good that we should get excited?
Well, I don't know what you're talking about there. I really don't understand what's going on.
Someone with that ability and that
yes.
and that class,
yes,
who can represent England and play in a Euro like what you said.
I can't believe this.
Well, why isn't he playing at top flight somewhere? What's he doing down under?
Well, he wants to come for one of those holidays like everybody else comes for holidays here. A bit of money here, a bit of things happening here. He might have a girlfriend here or something. Who knows? Who knows, guys? Who knows?
He might be. Well, I tell you what, he might do a Romario because Romario came here with big expectations. Yes, and he did stuff all.
He did very well, actually.
Did very well.
People laughed at him. He was in his last legs, actually. But I've got something here right now.
Well, what have you got?
I want to say something about Tony Gustafsson. Remember the name Tony Gustafsson? He's also the Matildas coach. The Matildas played last week. They beat the what do they call them? The Brazilian girls, and they had a draw after. But I just want to talk about something else. He's very interesting. He's very interesting. The way he dances on the on the touchline, he dances. Why can't someone like Benedict Arnold get so excited like Tony Gustafsson? I could not believe the way he dances on the field and the way he. Did you see the way he dances?
Yes,
I can't believe Benedict bloody Arnold cannot be as animated and passionate as Tony Gustafsson. Maybe we just swap roles. Tony should coach the men's national team, and Benedict Arnold should coach the bloody Matildas. I think that would be better.
Well,
Unbelievable,
you
mate.
mean dancing now? I've heard through the grapevine. Remember that song? I heard it through the grapevine.
Yes, that's right. Yes.
Now, who used to sing that? That was Marvin Gaye, I think.
No, Marvin Gaye. It wasn't Marvin Gaye. No, it wasn't. It was. I
You
forgot
sure
those
it
guys.
wasn't Marvin Gaye?
Thin
It wasn't
Lizzy. I think it
Josh Cavallo, was it? Or was it Marvin Gaye?
Thin Lizzy. Thin
Well,
Lizzy.
it could have been. Well, I'll tell you what. Well, there you go. They came out with a Josh Cavallo story, and good luck to the boy.
Oh, well, by the way, John Saz says about Tony Gustafson, that coach is a cool cat. Of course he is, mate.
He's a cool cat.
The animation is just entertainment itself.
He's entertainment.
But then you believe this. The cameras, as soon as he dances, they get him on the bloody big screen. Somebody has to tell something to Benedict. Move your ass, mate.
Well, listen.
We've got a call here. I've got to answer this. I've got a special call for us.
Is someone calling in, is it?
Yes, I'd like to say, who is this on the line right now?
Well, here we go. Hello. Check 1 2.
Who's this? Are you there, sir?
That's not.
Yes, I am.
Francis
Is this for real? We've got Kenny Murphy on, former South Melbourne star.
Are
Welcome,
you
Kenny.
joking?
How are you?
Now,
I'm very well, gentlemen. Thank you.
so Kenny, is this the real Kenny Murphy?
This is the real. This is the only Kenny Murphy.
Now, Kenny, I'm going to ask you a question just to prove that you are Kenny Murphy, because we get a lot of imposters here, Kenny, and I'm going to say to you, what number did Kenny Murphy wear at South Melbourne? What number did he wear?
Always number 11.
Well,
Number
I'll tell you
11.
what, that's Kenny Murphy.
If it was cricket, if it was cricket, you'd be close to the 12th man. How's that?
Yes,
there you
Kenny
go.
Murphy, Kenny Murphy.
Now, Kenny, thank you for coming
Well,
on
I
last
played the
minute.
South tune, didn't
We
I?
actually now. Do you remember that tune at all, Kenny? I'm sure you do. Now, Kenny, we had I think it would yesterday we had I had a phone call from a guy, and you know this guy, Francis Awaratifi. You know who he is, don't you?
Wow, yes.
We had a
yes.
phone call, and he couldn't come on the show. He was in hospital. We want to send him a cheerio. He was in
cheerio,
hospital. He had a procedure done. So he's in. Did you play with? You didn't play with Francis, did you? It was a different era than you. Different era.
No.
I'll tell you how old I am. I actually coached Francis at Melbourne
Oh
Knights.
my God! Oh my, unbelievable.
Wait a minute.
So-
It is. It's terrible, isn't it? It's terrible.
It's
but
terrible.
I hope Francis. I hope he's well. I hope he's okay.
Now, I tell you what, this isn't Kenny Taylor. This sounds
No,
like
no,
Kenny
this is not the
Taylor.
Kenny Taylor. Sorry.
They got the same accent. Are they English, are they?
No, they-
Yeah, I was never as good as Kenny Taylor. Kenny Taylor's King Kenny.
Well, I'll tell you what, in my opinion, actually, put it this way, buddy, I think that you were the better Scotsman going around the day, and even though, I'll tell you what, you had a bit of the Vince and Pat Bannon thing there. You looked older than what you were, but you were a young fellow, remember, weren't you? I mean, yeah.
I'm still a young fellow. What
You
talking
are
about?
still. What are you these days? 50, 51? What would you be these days?
Yeah, go on. I'd still be playing. I was 51. My goodness.
Well, that's all right.
Well, I have something for Kenny. This is really
What
important.
have you got for
I'm going to
me?
mention clubs to you.
Ooh.
Because
Go on.
we have something in common, Kenny, but I never saw you at the time at this club called Essendon Croatia Lions.
Essendon, Croatia.
Essendon Croatia, yeah. Well, Essendon Lions was the club that brought me to Australia.
Uh-huh.
Although it was the Croatians.
Yes.
They'd recently, I don't know whether they acquired them or merged with them or took them over, but they took over Essendon Lions.
Yes.
And they were still called Essendon Lions when I arrived.
Yes. And guess what?
And
Guess what? Guess what? I was there. I didn't see you.
You were there at the time.
a young
yeah?
boy. I was a year as a young boy.
Yes.
Playing as a young boy in the under-16s.
Well, tell him the truth, Harry. You're working in the canteen.
No,
Now,
I can't. I was
Come
playing
on.
under-16s.
You were
Of
selling
course,
the hot
yeah.
dogs.
Well, I tell you what colours we used to wear, Frothy, and we used to wear the navy blue and the
Navy
gold.
blue.
How's that? We remember that?
Well, yes, you did.
The
The
blue and
navy blue
yeah.
in it. I don't remember it actually because it was Croatia. We basically wore the red.
The red. They changed to the red after.
Red,
That's right.
Yeah, the red, white, and the blue socks.
Yes.
And it had the Croatian emblem on the left on the chest on the left hand side.
How could this be? How could this be a coincidence, Kenny? Guess who's come on right now? King Kenny Taylor is on. Did you tell him that you're coming on? Did you tell him that you're on? I bet you he must have said something. But listen, Kenny. Now
Come on.
we're talking
Who
here.
are we talking to
We
here,
are
mate?
talking here. The Essendon Lions used to
Essendon
be
Lions, yes.
owned. They used to be owned by the Ukrainian,
Ukrainian.
community, and that's when I was there at that time. So I probably just missed you.
Well done.
That's a long time ago.
Listen, you're not too much younger than me. I was I came out. I was just turned 20. I was a couple of months just turned 20-year-old. So
Yes.
if you were playing the under 16s,
Yes.
I wasn't too far ahead of you.
No, that's right. That's right. Frothy, what do you have for Kenny?
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go through this, Kenny. Now, first of all, would you say, I'd like to do a comparison. Most ex-champions, and we tell you what, we are excited to have you on because we are both deep down south. Sorry, we can say south.
Well,
Melbourne,
North Melbourne, yeah. He says North Melbourne.
We are south supporters, and Harry, unfortunately, has gone the other way. He follows that team. What do they bloody call Harry?
Melbourne Victory. Leave the boys alone, please.
Well, do you remember the 17 grand final, Kenny? There, the rigged final. Would you agree with that? Do you think that was three players are offside? Do you agree there?
Here we go again.
Well, I think that's a yes. Well, let's get on with the show. Yes, well, we all know that. They gave it to him.
I've got to start with Kenny. Kenny, I've got these questions for you now.
Well, yep, no, shoot
now,
away.
just before I bring Frothy on, I've got all your. This is your life story here right now. I'm going to say something. We've got to find this out.
Well, we're just now. Like you've got,
of course, you started in Scotland.
Kenny Murphy, this is your life.
Here we go. He's starting like a big show here now. Kenny. You start, of course, you're from Scotland. Where did you start the game there? How did you get involved in this game?
Well, I'll tell you what,
how did I get involved in it?
Yes.
I was born. You're
born?
born in Scotland, everybody plays soccer. Everybody plays football. So
I see.
You said soccer.
Yeah, you play football.
Well,
always.
I call this I call this place the big land of the haggis. How's that?
Yeah.
Yes, you could say that.
The big land of Scotland. Now,
I must admit, when I came out here, there were so many Scottish and English people.
Yes.
It was home away from home. It was amazing. Even playing for the Croatians, obviously all the people that run the club were Croatians, and they were fantastic people.
Yes.
But quite a large number of the players were Scottish, as you're aware at that time.
Yes,
Scottish
of course.
and English.
It was.
There was a large contingent coming out. So it was definitely a very pleasant place to be, definitely.
Now the thing is, and you came out here. Of course, they brought you here, Essendon Lions or what Croatia Lions. They brought you here to the final frontier of the game. This is you're talking about the back road of the game in Australia, where they play rugby union, rugby league, Australian rules football, and we're here trying to promote this game. Now, your first recollection of walking on the ground and the club rooms, what did you feel? Did you say, like most of the Scots that I speak to, what am I doing here? Is that what you said?
No, I'll tell you what, it was the opposite for me. I came here in August 1976.
Yes.
And I arrived on a Wednesday morning.
Yes. And
I hadn't seen anything. And that evening at Olympic Park, there was a Hellas and Fitzroy Alexander combination playing against.
Yes.
I think it was AEK of Athens. It was a Greek touring side.
Ajax. Yes.
It was a Greek one.
I think so. And the Olympic Park was jam packed. It was pretty spectacular. I remember thinking, "Wow, this is good. This is a game." And then the next day they took me up to Montgomery Park.
Oh, that was the place. That was it.
Montgomery Park. Yes, we remember that.
I thought it was a training ground. I thought, it's not too bad.
I played on that ground and I know it very well. How's that?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
You mean you sold hot dogs there? Be honest with us, Harry.
The guy's going backwards.
You were a cricketer, apparently, I heard, not a footballer.
Now, Kenny, now the situation here is...
The situation.
The situation, we call it. The first Australian, the ground. Unbelievable. I played on the same ground as you. It was like playing on a cow paddock. In those days, what was the first surface like? I remember.
It was terrible.
I know.
It was pretty challenging, yeah. But they used to they pulled a good crowd for the small ground it was.
Yes.
They used to pull. I think they grossly exaggerated.
Yes.
The numbers that were there, but they actually got moved away. They lost the lease of the ground because a young child got hurt. I'm not sure exactly what happened because of the traffic around the ground.
Yes, it was
on match day. There was a kid got run over.
Oh,
I'm not sure what happened, but they used to pool quite a large number. It was full. It was jam packed. So it was a good atmosphere. It was great. It was quite enjoyable.
Yeah, it was. You guys were the first division of the Victorian the state league. That's right.
It was a state league. Yeah, state league at the time.
That's right. Yes, that's right. And you also played for. You played with. A very good guest of ours that comes on, like a great coach now. I think he coached him as well. I think he coached Sydney United as well. Branko Kalina.
Branko was there. Branko came
yes.
A year after me. I think he was this young Croatian youngster coming through full of promise and everything like that. So we played probably about 3 years together.
Yes.
After that, yeah, it was good. So I know Branko very well. Yeah.
Frothy.
Now, listen, I like to do comparisons with yesteryear and current players. Most ex-champions, because you were a champion, and I mean that. You might think I'm joking or not. You were a champion.
Thank you very much.
No. And I'll tell you what, we only get champions on the show.
Exactly.
But John Cosmino, I think Johnny's
a top bloke.
He's a top bloke. Anyway, we'll
bloke.
stay off that subject for now.
We absolutely love him.
Yes, we do love him. Now, I'm going to go with this. Look, you're forming a team right now, and there's 2 players available to sit in the middle of the pitch. You got Matty Mackay or you got Paul Wade. Who would you take?
Paul Wade.
How did I know you'd say that?
Any day be Paul Wade, any day. Australian captain.
By a country mile, you'd say Kenny or...
Oh, listen, Matt Mackay was a fantastic player as well, but
yes.
I know Paul Wade. I know him reasonably intimately. Watched him play pretty close to him. Paul Wade actually followed in my footsteps. I was at South and got injured. And then the club signed Paul Wade and he took my spot, and that was the end of me. Then I was playing for Australia and I got injured, and Paul Wade took my spot, and that was the end of me.
Oh,
a teammate. I know Paul Wade, but listen, if you're going to lose your place in any team, I think Paul Wade's a good person to take over. He's an absolute champion.
And also being the captain after that, my God, how's that?
Yeah, fantastic.
You got him off our Kenny there.
Look, we got plenty. It's the Kenny Show tonight. We're going to rename it tonight, Kenny Show, not Football Show. Now, Kenny, we got a lot of questions here, mate. We've seen you. We know exactly who you are. Now, listen, when you got off the boat or the ship or the canoe, however you got here, were you surprised with the standard of the league you played in? Did you think it was better than what you thought it'd be, or was it crap? Or what did you actually think when you went to training and you had your first run out there? Did you say, these guys are okay?
To be honest, I don't think I was very judgmental at that time. I was kind of, I don't know. I think it was just after an experience, a bit of adventure. Yes. I didn't really care what happened. It was just as long as things were working out.
Yes.
Especially when you're young as well.
That's true.
I was actually just married. We got married young. My wife was still 19-year-old.
Yes.
So
she's
I don't think 19 she was. Yeah. So I don't think I was thinking clearly. I wasn't thinking anything.
So you got married at 19, you're saying?
19-year-old, yeah.
Wow.
As I said, my wife was still 19 at the time. She could come out here. Actually, I was going to come out earlier, but I think Melboune, Croatia, I think they thought I was playing games and wanted to bring my girlfriend with me. But I told them I wasn't coming in unless I brought my wife with me.
I see what you mean.
They relented and brought her, but and we're still together. So 46 years later, we're still going strong.
Well, that's good. That's good to hear. And I'm nearly there as well. But I'll tell you what, now we go, because, this is like the half NSL show, because we've lived it. We've seen every single, every single week we've seen all the games. Now, is it fair to say because of the modern game, the modern coaching and facilities and sports science and blah, 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 is the A-League better than the NSL?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
What?
Now, I've been saying this for ages, Harry.
Oh, my God.
And Harry's biased.
Kenny, I hate you. You know this.
Don't hang up on him, because I'll tell you what, he's going to sit in the chair next week here because he's my man.
Listen, guys. It's a very difficult question. Is it better? It depends on your opinion. What's good? What's not so good?
Well,
there's lots of things about the NSL that were probably better than the A-League, the current A-League.
Thank you.
But because you were playing on the pitches, I watched some of the old videos. I think, how did we play? How did we manage to control the ball on that pitch?
Yes.
Well,
there's lots of things that are better about the NSL. It's much more competitive, more aggressive. It's a completely different style of play nowadays.
Exactly.
It is.
But the A-League now is where the old NSL was striving to be like what the A-League is now. It's got superb facilities.
Yes.
The players are professional. Their touch, the balls they play with, the playing surface they play on, it lends itself for a much better stage. I always used to say, you can't expect to put theatre on, and the stage is terrible, the costumes are terrible, the lighting's not good, and people come along and pay good money to watch it. It just won't happen. And soccer's the same. You've got to put on a good show. And at the moment, they're putting on a great show. I think.
Okay. No, you're spot on. And look, we've got more. I've got more questions. You want to throw?
I want to throw this one there, Kenny. I'm going to take you back to the. Close your eyes.
The time.
Kenny, close your eyes.
Can I close them too?
You close them too, because we're going to go back.
They've been closed since I come on the programme.
Here we go.
What you guys say.
Kenny, what I'm going to say to you is this.
Okay.
Keep your eyes closed and take me back. Take me back to that time when you played against Scotland in those two qualifiers.
Ooh.
What year was that?
1985.
Okay, let's put this number down. 1985.
Put it down, jot it down there.
I'll put it there right now. Now we played them first in, was it Sydney? Is that right?
No, Hampden Park, Scotland.
Oh, we went to Scotland first. Okay, now this is the big one. This is the big one. Now, what I'm going to ask you is, did everybody know that you were Scottish that day, playing for Australia?
Yes.
Now, I want to ask you, when you came out, what was the booing like?
It was amazing. They called us. Could I swear on the programme? Is it okay?
Well, a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Kenny, there's only three of us here, mate. No one watches the show, so you can say whatever you like.
Yeah.
Well,
no, it's probably too crude to mention, but they did.
Yeah.
But what Australians say that New Zealanders do with sheep.
Oh, I see what you mean.
They called us that.
I see what you mean. Lucky we got a lot of New Zealanders in here. And you didn't go any further than that. A lot of New Zealanders left the show. Thank God for that. Now, Kenny. Now, how did we go that day? And I remember you shooting a cup, trying to get those goals, elusive away goals.
Yes, he did,
you had a few shots there too. You mistimed one as well.
Yes.
If we'd have got one goal. I mean, you're playing against Souness, Leighton. You're playing against Dalglish. What was on your mind? What were you thinking? These are the guys that I was watching as a kid, or you were watching them when you were in Scotland playing and everything. What were you thinking at the time? I should bash one of these guys. What would have been much better to do that? God.
You know what I was thinking, because I had all my family there. I've got quite a large family.
Yes.
They all came through, and it was fantastic because one of them came through with an Australian tracksuit on. I gave him a present, and he wore it to the game.
Oh no!
Fantastic, yeah.
Oh no!
So it was really good. What was I thinking?
Yes.
I was so scared that we would get embarrassed.
Oh boy!
I don't think I was thinking of anything apart from let's try and keep this not respectable. I just didn't want to be embarrassed. I don't know what embarrassed was. And to be fair, I'm not sure. I don't think Scotland played so great, but we never played great either.
Yes.
We never done so well over there. We got beat 2-0.
Yes.
But it was a little bit disappointing because I don't think we were overly competitive in Scotland either.
Yeah. Now the thing about this is too, the players that you would have had with you were Gary Cole. You would have had Gary Cole, of course. Is that right, Gary Cole?
No, Gary Cole was gone. He was gone.
Oh,
he
got
left.
Gone. Oh, okay.
He got left out. Gary Cole was part of the previous squad.
Yes,
disappointed against New Zealand. And
okay.
I think Frank Carrick changed them all.
Oh, so Frank was the coach at that time. Is that right?
Yeah, Frank Carrick with Terry Greene in goals, Alan Davidson.
Yes.
Graham Jennings, David Ratcliffe, Steve O'Connor, myself, Oscar Crino, Joe Watson, and John Cosmina, David Mitchell, starting all of it.
And Cozzy was still up to his old tricks, giving those elbows. Is that right? Those elbows all the time?
Well,
Cozzy had the best elbows that I've ever seen.
I know that. Did you play? By any chance, you didn't play with Gary McDowell? Did you?
I did, yeah.
Oh boy, he's unbelievable, isn't he, Gary? He's in Brisbane.
Well,
I used to work for him in Brisbane. Did you believe this?
Did you? Well done.
Work for him. Now the thing is, that World Cup qualifier, we lost it. We came back. Where did we play? We played that in Melbourne. Is that right? Or
played at Olympic Park. Yeah,
Olympic Park in Melbourne. And true to say, who was the assistant coach? Was it the boss? You know the boss who I'm talking about?
Eddie Thompson.
Eddie Thompson. I've actually met the late Eddie Thompson up in Queensland too.
Yeah. Where's he coaching now, Harry?
Well, he's. I can't say that. Rest in peace. I would say to him. That's what I would say. He's a very nice. Actually, Eddie was a very nice fella. Absolutely amazing guy he was.
Eddie was a great guy.
He was a great guy. He had a lot of time for me up north. I was entertaining the Ollie Roos at the Townsville Casino.
I
was entertaining him.
Oh wow!
It was amazing. I know most of the boys.
Fantastic.
But now the thing is, we played at Olympic Park. How did we fare that day? The ground would have been packed, of course.
Yeah, it was jam packed. It was fantastic. Yeah. It was a magnificent event, and Australia done much better, 10 times better. So I think on the night I honestly think we were a little bit fortunate. We could have won that game, and I think I would have been happy just winning 1-0, still not going to the World Cup, but just to beat Scotland. I wanted to beat them. Exactly. I wanted to beat the Bandits.
And one guy that I'll mention to you right now, I honestly. Those games stick in my mind that much as a kid. Let me tell you something right now.
Well,
that bloody goalkeeper, Jim Leighton, you could not get the bloody ball past him. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
how many times you guys shot that ball at him and he just kept saving?
Yeah, Jim Leighton was a very good keeper, probably the best keeper Scotland's ever had.
Yes.
He had a blinder that night.
He did. Yeah. Frothy.
Yeah.
Well, now listen. I'm going to mention 5 past players, and we're want to give them an award tonight, Kenny.
Oh, we should.
We're going to call it the Butcher of the Century.
Oh, gee.
Now I know you know all these guys, but we want to hear it from the experts, from the professionals, from the champions, and you are that, my friend. And I'm not lying to you. Now Harry knows that. Now I'm going to say this: Macmillan, Tiato, Muscat, or McDowell.
Oh my God!
Now, who was number one?
Goodness.
Who's at the top of the tree?
Can't beat Gary.
I'm going to write this down here because
I don't think he'll beat Gary. That's for sure.
I would say Muscat, Harry. Me personally.
Really?
Let's see
Listen.
what Kenny says.
Having played with Gary McDowell, Gary is a very worthy inclusion. Very much so.
Oh, yes.
Danny Tiato, I watched him a fair bit. And Danny is probably a worthy inclusion as well.
Yes.
I think I'd have to go with Kevin Muscat though. Yeah, I think so.
We'd put Muscat at the top of the tree, and
I think he's done it at the highest level to the best players. You've got to give it.
You know, Kenny. The one thing that when he gets upset on the field, whether he's a player or a coach, he starts spitting. Have you noticed that? He spits all the time.
I
can't believe the guy. He's probably got bloody high blood pressure too. That's why bloody spits. Unbelievable, that bloke.
So we'd put Danny Tiato at number 2, you'd say, Kenny?
Or
Arthur McMillan. Now, you must remember McMillan.
Listen, I don't remember Arthur being that bad, to be honest. I really don't. I know people say he was a tough guy, a really tough guy, but I personally don't remember him being that bad.
Well, that's fair enough. Well, we'll give it to Muskie. Muskie wins everything these days. And I tell you what, now, have you got a team in the A-League you support? Is there one that you support, you barry for?
To be honest, I'm not a supporter of anything. I kind of remain neutral. I enjoy going watching the game for the game itself, the competition. I go along and watch Melbourne City more than anything else.
Yes,
but it doesn't bother me whether they win, lose, or draw. I just enjoy seeing how they're going, how they play, what tactics they use, all that sort of thing. But
I tell you what, that's a very good answer, Kenny, and that's an answer that comes from someone who's got a lot of knowledge about the game.
Thank you.
Well, that's true.
I enjoy the competition. I really enjoy the competition.
You don't have to be, a crazy supporter, of one particular club to know the game. But the way you answered that, I'll tell you what. That is a brilliant answer.
It is.
He just loves the game, and he rocks up and enjoys the game.
Exactly. Now,
Kenny, like that, Harry.
Now, Kenny, let's go back to your playing days at South Melbourne.
Ooh,
some of these players, the guys that you, I mean, how the hell did they get you to South Melbourne? This is the South Melbourne. What did they do? Did they offer so much money? Did they get you over there? Did they entice you with a lot of souvlakis, or how'd they do this?
A mixture of everything.
Really?
It looked decent money at the time compared to what was getting other places and other offers I had.
Yes.
But looking back, kind of, it's like anybody that looks backwards. There wasn't much money in the game then. There wasn't much.
No, I see.
But it was attractive at the time. I was very fortunate at the time. Probably going through a little bit of a purple patch.
Yes.
I had a number of clubs that were interested. The South is a very attractive. They're a big name, big club, big name.
Yes.
It's just when they come along, it was kind of, and I think they offered a bit more money to Melbourne and Croatia at the time than other clubs as well. So I was quite happy to go there. Quite excited actually, and it proved to be, South Melbourne's. I think they're as big as any club in Australia at the time. They were
Exactly.
a good club, very professional club.
Now,
very
I'm going to mention
professional.
a name to you. I'm going to mention a name to you that goes that far back
Ooh.
that a lot of people won't remember this name at that time.
Bobby Charlton.
Bobby Charlton.
Or
I'm going to
Stanley
mention
Matthews.
the name. I think this is the guy that could have got you at South Melbourne.
Ooh,
Sam,
there we go.
the name Sam Papasavas ring a bell for you?
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Sam Papasavas was a legend at South Melbourne at the time, and a legend in Victorian soccer as well, if
Yes.
not Australian soccer, definitely. But Sam had just stood down. It was I actually went and negotiated with Sam Papasavas in his office.
He was
He's
the
a
one.
solicitor.
Yes,
He's
that's
the
what he
man.
was.
Yeah, but he just stood down, and Leo Anazakis had just taken over as the president.
Yes,
Leo
remember him?
who?
Leo Anazakis.
Anazakis,
That'd be
yes.
Scottish,
yes.
Kenny. What did that surname? No.
Can I ask
Would it
you
be
a
Scottish?
can I ask you a question, Kenny, about talking to these guys? Could you actually
Yeah.
understand how they were speaking?
Of course you could. They were-
The other
they were-
way
they were-
around, I
they-
reckon.
They were talking money. I understand everything.
Oh,
I see what you mean.
well. I
The
tell you what.
now, the players that you had there at South Mel, we're talking. Did you play with Doug Brown?
A bunch of superstars. Every single one of them were a fantastic player. Dougie Brown, Charlie Egan up front. Yes.
Charlie Egan.
I tell you what, that side-
Georgie Campbell.
Oh, well.
No,
He wasn't there.
No, he was. I
he
think
would have been gone
when,
by
when
now.
I first signed, George Campbell was there.
Yes.
Steve Wooden was there.
Yeah,
Branko
Steve Wooden,
Buljevic was there.
Oh, Buljevic,
There was
yeah.
quite a number of them there, but they never lasted long. They had a bit of a clean out. So the players kind of evolved. They was there a few years, but it was Peter Lomans, Bobby Russell,
Yes.
Alan Davidson, Angie Postecoglou, Steve Blair, John Eisendorn. It was me, Oscar Crino, Cal Halford,
Yes.
Dougie Brown, Charlie Egan. And then there was other ones come through, John Canasoulis.
Yes.
Yes.
Gary McDowell came a little bit later, a couple of seasons later. We actually had Paul Lewis signed from Green Gully, but never
Yes.
stayed too long. He was
Yes.
a great striker as
Paul
well.
Lewis, yeah.
Yeah. Arthur Xantopoulos.
Yes.
So quite a lot of
Well,
great play. Every one of them was a very good player.
So
Superstars.
you would have missed out. Oh my God! What year did you come there? What year was it?
I think it was 83.
Oh, he might have still been there. Alan Evans.
no.
No, Alan was just gone. He was gone.
Oh
yeah.
my God!
Yeah. Gone.
Can you imagine a player like that from Liverpool coming to play First Division from England, coming to play for South Melbourne? And he was the most highest paid player in the NSL when he turned up. The most highest paid player. Did you know?
Oh, and he deserves to be as well.
Unbelievable.
What a superstar. you
I
know.
was at his first game, and as
Yeah.
soon as
And
there was
so was I.
and at his first game, and there was
Yes.
the header. He got a header straight in for goal. His first goal was a header. I couldn't believe it. Unbelievable.
He's not a big guy, but he was great
No.
in the air. He was great with his
Oh,
head
it was
as well.
fantastic. That's right.
And the good thing about him, such a superstar and coming out here, and everybody that knows him speaks well of him. He done really well for the game out
Malcolm
here. Yeah.
McDonald.
You just read my mind now, Kenny. I tell you what, I was at Malcolm McDonald's first game. I think it was 79 or
Super
something.
Mac. Yeah.
I was at that game as well, but as
Oh!
a spectator. I went along and watched it. Yeah.
My
it was,
God.
And when he came out, the way he walked out, I was only young then. I was probably 12, 13. I said to myself, can this guy actually play? You know what I mean? He didn't have he didn't have the walk really that you'd think he could control the ball. But Jesus Christ, what a champion! Now you talk about champions. Well, he's got to be bigger than Alan Evans. There's no doubt there.
Jesus
Malcolm
Christ,
McDonald.
of course he wa- well, that was just
gun
as-
at Arsenal.
He played that many clubs wasn't funny, wasn't it?
Well, that team you mentioned, all those players before, Kenny.
Listen, I watched the game where he played against, and Charlie George was playing for.
Charlie George, yes, along with
Yeah,
Georgie
he
Best
played
came
for
in.
one. Yeah, he played for one of the Sydney teams. Can't remember. And then Kevin Keegan played for Blackburn as well.
Blacktown
So,
City, that's right. Yes, he did, and he did.
yeah, there's been some big superstars come out to play.
Kenny, you were there at a very exciting time because this was the first National League, the NSL. It started with the Phillips League. We're
Yes.
wearing Phillips League tops right now. Once you see the
there
show,
they are right there.
I'm wearing Canberra City Phillips League. This is 1977 replicas, right?
There
They've
you
been
go.
made now. He's got St. George, and
Oh, yeah.
he's got St. George. Now, these clubs you played against, which club did you think South Melbourne would always fight. They would always get stuck into you. What was the?
Oh, that to be Preston, I
punching
suppose.
Preston, my foot. Must be somebody bigger. What about the Sydney teams? Any trouble with Sydney teams?
No.
Oh, listen, the biggest and toughest team by far was Sydney City.
I heard.
Absolutely.
Eddie Thompson was coaching them, and
Yes.
not only did he sign, anybody that went there had to be a great player, but also had to be tough as well.
Yes.
They were a tough side.
Yes.
So
We've
if
spoken.
you wanted to beat Sydney City, you had to fight them as well.
They were the money boys. They had the money. Get all the best
they
players.
had big money, big names, big strong boys. Really good.
Bit like
Really
Brisbane
good
Roar,
sides. Yeah.
Harry.
We've actually interviewed a few of those guys from there at the time that
Yes.
you would have played against Jerry Gomez.
Jerry Gomez.
Jerry Gomez, yeah.
We had
Jerry-
Alan Kershaw as well.
Alan Kershaw.
Kershaw, yeah. Remember Alan Kershaw? Yeah.
We had him from England. Actually, we called him all the way from England and got him on the show.
Oh,
and it was
well
amazing.
done.
So we had him.
Fantastic,
So
yeah.
we know, and Cosmina played there too, didn't he? Cosmina was there as well.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
And we also had Winston Lewis. He played for Hokoa as well. Remember
That's right.
Winston Lewis?
I remember what he did on the ground too. It was
So,
terrible.
now, Harry, do you remember Winston Lewis? Are you serious?
I do. He's terrible.
Well, I'll tell you what, you would have remembered him because I just made it up.
I know you. That's why we
Kenny,
played along with. That's why. Now, Kenny. It's very sad to say that we always loved Middle Park, and that was the most disgraceful situation to get rid of Middle Park. How many games?
It had to go, Harry.
How
It
many
was too
times
old.
How many times you would have trained on there, played on there? The derbies between Hyde or Fitzroy United at the time of Fitzroy United, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it was a smashing stadium, wasn't it? It was really
It
nice,
was.
really good. Yeah.
But the best thing about it was every time we walked in, we had to get a souvlaki. There was no, we had to get one. They were right near the bloody doors. You had to get one. There you go.
And I'll tell you what, Kenny, if you see the show, if you can be stuffed watching the show later on, you'll see what the Souvlaki have done to us, mate. I'm sitting at 105 kg, and
I've lost it all, mate.
And Harry's 102. So there you go.
Oh, wow. There you go.
now-
Too many Souvlaki.
Yes.
Mate, more than that too.
Now, you mentioned the 85 South Melbourne team, and I tell you what, it's not really, we're not being biased here, but that was almost a Socceroo team, wasn't it? With all those names you mentioned? We remember them well.
Every player that played in that team was capable of playing for the Socceroos, definitely.
Exactly. And now, listen, I've got one. How are we going for time?
We've got a bit of time. There's no problem.
We got a bit of time. I'm gonna get straight to my 30-second shot clock, Kenny.
Yes, I've got to press
I'm
the
gonna
button.
give you some questions, and you're gonna have to. What are they laughing for?
They're laughing at the shot
They're
clock
laughing
again.
at us, and Kenny, they all laugh at us. Well, do we look that funny tonight, do we, Harry? I mean, what the hell's going on?
We look pretty good tonight with these.
With a Phillips.
You should.
what about
Kenny,
the St. George
when
one
you
there?
see the replay, I'll send you the replay. You should see these shirts. They're amazing.
Yes,
Absolutely
yes, and,
amazing.
Okay, that's
Now-
good. Well done. I'll look forward to it.
Yes. And now you've got 30 seconds to answer these
Yes.
questions. And if you do, there's a prize coming your way. Now, Harry, can you start the clock, please?
Yep, pressed it.
Now, here we go. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Favourite movie?
One Flew Over the Cuckoo Nest.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
great movie, that.
That's why I went crazy too
Now,
because I
let's
watched it.
review that movie. Now, stop the clock.
I've stopped
now,
it.
was that Morgan Freeman in that? Who was in that?
No, you know it
Or
was.
John Wayne, was
Not
it? Or
John Wayne, that bloody.
Raquel Welch, wasn't
You
it?
know
Who
it
was in
was.
that?
We forgot this bloody bloke. What's his name? He's a madman too.
Madman. We'll
That's
start,
right, yeah.
We'll start the clock. Hardest opponent?
My wife.
I tell you what, that's a bloody good answer.
Never talk,
Good answer.
You know what they say? Never talk about a woman.
Yes,
That's
yep,
right.
yep. How do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
Yep. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Best soccer player of all time? He's going to say Maradona for sure.
Nah, Pele.
Oh, yes.
Wow.
My favourite. There's only two players in my life. You know who they are?
Well, who's that?
You wanna know who they are?
Your two boys, isn't it?
Go on.
Two players.
Two players.
George Best and Pele. That's it. Sorry.
Pele, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
no, I'll go there. Start the clock, restart the clock.
Yes, go on.
Here we go. Twitter or Instagram?
Neither.
Vanilla or chocolate?
Vanilla.
Corona, real or not real? Not the beer.
Real.
Ooh, bit of a delay there, Harry.
Yes,
he
yes,
might
yes.
be one of those unvaccinated.
No, I'm not going to.
gentlemen,
We're
maybe.
not going into politics here
Well,
right now.
I tell you what,
So
it sounds
Kenny-
like it.
so
Now,
Kenny-
I've got one more question.
One more.
For
Yes,
you.
go
How
on.
we going
Go
for
on.
time,
We got a
Harry?
big.
No, you threw me with Corona. I was thinking of beer.
A beer,
Think,
yeah.
Well-
he means COVID.
Actually, the corona affects you a lot if you have
Yes.
that too. You know, don't you? The beer, that is. You know
Well,
how that
Kenny-
works.
I know, yeah.
If you
yeah,
can
sure,
be
sure.
bothered watching it after, mate, I'm having a 4X. I'm representing Queensland tonight because I've got a bit of a connection. That's why I follow the great team Brisbane Roar. And the last
Yeah.
question, disco or rock and roll?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll. How did he go, Harry? Did he make it?
Well, you did very well. Just made it.
I reckon it was about 5 minutes more
Kenny.
than-
Now, what I'll ask you is,
So
what are
did he
you
give him
doing
a
these
prize,
days?
do we?
These days, what are you still in the game doing something?
Nothing. No, not in the game at all. No.
Guess who's watching right now, Kenny? And you know this bloke, and you'd have played against him.
Oh,
Gee, he was former. He was a hell. We interviewed him a few weeks ago.
Andy
Andy Bazikas.
Andy Bazikas, yes.
Yes, I remember Andy very well.
He's
very
watching
well.
us right. He's watching you right now. He's
Yes,
listening
yes.
to you right
Good
now.
on him. Hope he's doing well.
He's doing very well,
good.
actually. He's
He
doing
was,
very well.
he was a super coach as well as a player.
Yes,
so
I
he's
heard-
done very well.
he told
Yeah.
us that what
He told you.
he told us. Couldn't believe it. First year as a coach, winning a final, winning a championship. First year, unbelievable.
Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
It was
certainly.
a Bulleen Lions. Yes, that's right. Yes.
That's right. Well done. Well done.
Now,
Yeah.
what are you doing these days? What are you doing?
Whatever I feel like doing. I'm still working, so
Yes.
got to work.
Yep.
Then other than that, looking after my grandchildren,
Fantastic.
doing whatever.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And
I
are
was
you
going
getting?
to say, he's not a pensioner. He must be working.
Are you getting them involved in the game? Are they getting involved in the game as well?
Listen, my son lives up on the Gold Coast, and
Oh, yes.
his son is he's only 8-year-old,
Yes.
but he's getting big raps up there already. So he's doing
Fantastic.
well. He's
Beautiful.
Good.
and the juniors up at the Croatians up there, Gold
Yes,
Coast
yes,
Knights,
yes.
Gold Coast
Yes.
Knights. So.
Yes, I know who they
Yeah.
are. I know who
But
they
he's
are.
just a youngster, but he's looking the goods definitely. So
Yep.
the dream continues.
That's it. The dream continues.
We're hoping that Murphy gets to play for Man United or Liverpool, one of the two of them.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. Now,
Yeah.
I want to ask you about this situation. We call this the
situation.
The situation.
Right, okay.
As in our game here in this country. This is the last thing I'll ask you. We need a second division.
No, it's
What
not
do you
going to
think
work.
of that? We always ask this to the older players.
It won't work.
What do you think? We do need to
Okay.
have it because apparently
Let's
FIFA will
hear
take
the
us away.
expert.
Asian Confederation will actually put us back into Asia, and we're in big, not Asia,
It
but
doesn't matter what they
Oceania.
do.
You know?
Yeah.
Will it work,
You got-
Kenny? Yes or no? Will it work?
Yes, 100%.
Well,
There you go.
Harry.
There you go. Exactly.
There you go.
And also, the other thing is, I remember and George Katsakis. Welcome, George. You're listening
Yes,
to Kenny Murphy tonight. George Katsakis is the
Yep.
coach of Heidelberg United. Welcome, George, watching us now.
Yeah.
And he's watching us right now. And also, I want to ask you, in those old days playing for the Socceroos, you guys had to play with all these
Yes,
absolute
yes, they did.
mad, and Alan Kershaw's on right now from England. There you
Alan
go.
Kershaw.
Now, playing against these, I can't probably all these nations in Oceania. Honestly, Kenny,
Yes.
can you
yes.
recall some of those games? Were they really higher scoring games than you ever thought? My God.
Listen, I think some of the games were quite easy.
Yes.
And some of them are very difficult. People don't realise they were technically well behind us at this
Yes,
stage, and
yes.
they probably weren't as physically strong as us.
Yes.
But they were a developing nation. A lot of them were developing at that stage as well. They were
Yeah.
quick, they were nippy, they were different.
Yes.
And you were on a hiding to nothing. You were it's not like nowadays. You go and play against some of the Asian teams,
Yeah,
and they're
I get
worried
you, yeah.
about qualifying.
Yes.
I think people they were at a stage where they
Yes.
were being underestimated when we played with them.
Yes.
And looking back, if you look at it, Australia done very well with to beat them consistently.
Yes.
So
Yes. I get you.
there was, I think, in the Oceanic group, probably the Fijian nation, things like that. They
Yes.
were Samoa. They were the ones that got thrashed. But
Yes.
if you look at the results against Vietnam and
Oh,
Thailand and
my
all that,
God, yes.
yeah, Australia done well then. I think very well.
Exactly. So how do you think the new guys are going right now qualifying? We've had a bit of a hiccup against also against Japan, which is, oh boy, that's our...
Well, again, if you look at how the game is progressing, some of these Asian countries have overtaken Australia. You look at Saudi Arabia, or, you look at a country like Iran and Iraq who've been at war all my life, and they're still unbelievably competitive. They've developed into a very good soccer nation. So you got to take your hat off to them. They've done very well.
That's fantastic. Yes, Frothy?
Take it off. Now, I'll tell you what, in one word, what do you think about the Indian Super League, Kenny? Now, be honest. I mean, have you seen it?
I think it's got a long way to go.
The best thing about that league is that they've taken their barbecues to the games, right? And they're cooking bloody curries all around the bloody ground, mate. It reminds you of the Greeks of Lachies at bloody Middle Park. You've got curries all around the bloody ground, mate. Jesus.
I just hope they've got plenty of toilet facilities for the spectators.
Oh my God, man! They've got double the bloody facilities.
Kenny, have you actually seen a game in the Indian Premier League? Super League,
Super League.
I've watched the streaming of some of the highlights on a couple of occasions.
So you know where we're coming from. I mean, we don't like to bag the great game, but I'll give them one thing: the supporters there, they go crazy. Is it because they got no idea about the game, or are they that terrible, those players over there? I mean, really, they're laughable, aren't they?
Guess who's making a lot of money there right now?
Someone's making money.
And as an Australian player.
Listen, if you look at what they did to cricket, there's if they could do anything like that for soccer, good on them. Well,
that's right.
I wish them luck. Yeah.
Well, isn't it funny? The quality there, obviously, you can't. I don't even think you can compare it to the A-League. But what they've done, they've put. Well, I know people will say it's population, but it's a cricket-dominated country in India.
Yeah.
But somehow they get bums on seats.
There's money.
So what is happening here? We've discussed this lots of times. I can't see more bums getting on seats here because I believe this, Kenny. Tell me if you agree with me to a certain degree here. A lot of people here compare our game to overseas, so they don't choose to go because they know you can see a better game on television overseas. Well, yes. Well, that's fair enough. But and what you said before, you go and watch a game. Now, you know quite well if you go overseas, there's a better standard. But you still love going here. You're still going to go and leave your dollar there and support the game. I don't think we've got enough Kenny Murphys. That's what I believe.
Maybe, yeah. No, I just think you've got to dress it up, and you've got to make the stakes high.
That's true.
Poker's a boring game, but if they're playing for $100,000,
oh yes,
I'll sit around and watch a game of poker.
Exactly.
You've got to keep the stakes high. If the stakes are not high, if there's no promotion relegation, if there's no big prize at the end of it, if there's no Asian Championship to play for or something like that, people won't go and watch. You've got to have a vested interest in it. I think if you look at the local Premier Leagues, most of the people that go along and watch are because they know someone that's got a relative or a friend. If you want to go and watch professional stuff, there's got to be high stakes.
And this is what you just brought up.
Up the ante, yeah.
And this is what you just brought up, what the NSL was all about.
Well,
communities.
Well, there was a big community at the NSL, definitely.
Thank you. And this is the point I make here, that these clubs being ethnic-backed clubs at the time, they were communities. They were outings. People used to go there for an outing. They used to do things at these games. Now we go into these big stadiums and it's like they're half empty, like you wouldn't believe. We just hope this year that this continues a lot better this year, Kenny. We're going to, and this is the problem. We need to get people on the seats to promote the game. And this is our big test this year, Kenny. It is.
Yeah. Oh, listen, it's difficult. I don't know the answers. I've been talking about it ever since I've been here. I think the community soccer had gone as far as it could go, though. I think you could see it. It doesn't matter what you do, whether it's South Melbourne and Oakley Clannons have done a fantastic job.
They have.
But you're never going to get more than a few thousand. To get the big crowds that Melbourne Victory and everything got, there's got to be more to it.
That's right.
And I think the fact that they raised the stakes, there was big money involved. People look at them as superstars and heroes. They've got somehow or other they've got to keep that going.
That's right, Kenny. We thank you tonight. Thank you very much for joining us. Sorry for getting on last minute, but I tell you what, it's fantastic having you on.
Absolutely.
So, Kenny, thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I tried to get you a few weeks ago, but you were too busy. But thank you for coming on at this late point.
It's always great to talk to soccer fanatics. Thank you very much.
And you know what they call us, don't you?
Well, they do call
The
us
soccer psychos. There you go.
Now,
soccer psychos. Good
That's
on you.
right.
Now, Kenny, I don't know if you know, but Harry usually books a crow to fly over our...
I forgot that idiot there.
Yeah, press the button. There he is.
Bloody
We got Horace the Crow flying over the studio.
Now he comes on
There
with
he
his
goes.
names.
Now, I'll tell you what, can you get him on for a Sunday night?
I think we should actually. Kenny, thank you for joining us
But
tonight,
Kenny,
and
it was
we'll
fantastic.
talk to
We
you
really enjoyed it.
sometime soon.
Thanks,
you.
Kenny.
Thank you very much. Thanks, gentlemen. Good luck.
Thank you very much, Kenny.
A champion.
Guys, that was Kenny
Absolute
Murphy,
champion.
Socceroo, South Melbourne, Melbourne Knights, if you want to call them Melbourne Knights, or Essendon Croatia Lions, whatever.
Yes.
We don't have Mr. NPL here right now online, so we don't have him on here. So I don't know where he is tonight.
Well, Sunday, let me say this. It just proves this thing here. Now, the current A-League fans won't know this, but
yes,
Kenny Murphy wasn't the quickest player going around.
Yes.
It just goes to show you, if you've got the knowledge and you know what to do, when to do, to distribute the ball where it has to go,
he's
to
amazing.
position yourself when you're defending, he proved that he played for the Socceroos. So
yes, of course,
it's not always about speed.
No.
Now, you're not the fastest guy going around, but I'll tell you what, you
technique.
can bloody sing. Now, I'll tell you what, now, can we please, I've had requests. We need to sing another song tonight. Because
really?
It's getting that time. It's about, I'll tell you what, how are we going for data?
We're going plenty for data, but as I said, I don't know where Mr. NPL is tonight. He must be working.
Have you
He must be
tried
working.
calling him?
No, he's not up there. He's not up there at all. He's not up there. So he's not
we
up
wish
there.
him well. I hope he's
So,
well. Maybe
guys, next week we hope to have on another guest.
Well, who
actually Scott Ollerenshaw.
Scott Ollershaw.
He played in the NSL. He played also for Marconi. I think he played for Sydney Olympic as well. And he now lives in Singapore, guys. He's coaching in Singapore. He's married. He stayed there. So we'll be talking to him next week. We'll be organising him next week, of course. And we'll have more guests after as well. A few more guests coming up as well, guys. So tonight, a little bit of a shortened show. Mr. MPL's not here, so here we go with some music for you guys.
Tell you what, we've run our hour, I suppose.
And we have.
Oh, but the orange watch, there you go. It's orange and it says 9:30.
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight. Right now, guys. Football Les was live tonight from the studio of the CCP capital, Victoria. Welcome, guys.
South Melbourne team.
Yes.
And it's not an opinion.
Thank you for joining us, guys. Next week again, 8:30 p.m. Monday night. We see you with Scott Ollerenshaw.
Let's say 8 of those players.
Don't forget, there is only one football supplies. These fantastic shirts.
Now, what happened? We're going to have
check it out. You'll be in very soon.
Next week. The Cup of Life.
The Cup of Life. This is the one. Now is the time. Don't ever stop. We shouldn't know. Gotta be strong. Don't forget, guys, Arrow Sports, our sponsor. There is only one football. And Sea City Lawyers as well, guys, from Sydney.
Yes,
check it out, guys.
Yes, the Cup of
Thank you, guys,
Life.
joining us. See you next week.
She bangs.
Here we go. Hey. Happy hands, boys.
Let's go. Now, come on. Are you going to start singing or what? Now,
It's coming again.
The Cup of...
Felix.
Well, come on. I'll tell you
Do you
what.
really want it?
Do you
really want it? Hey!
Hey, ho!
Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Go. Ali, Ali, Ali. Tonight's the night. We're going to scurry, guys. We'll see you next week at 8:30 Monday night. Join us then. Party time happening. Thank you. Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, thereisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football.